All right, so we're riding through the neighborhoods today, so hopefully it'll be a good day. The wind is blowing about 4 or 5 miles per hour, so a lot better than the last couple of times we've been out. It did not rain yesterday. It seems like that's something I've been saying every single time I come out here, is that it rained the day before. But but we actually did not rain the day before. So I'm really excited about getting out here today. I'm looking at just riding and enjoying life. And see what's going on in the neighborhood. Sometimes you can see what people are doing, cutting down trees, setting things up. I like finding out those things. So we'll just ride through and see what's all happening. This street here reminds me, one of the things I get a lot of is mail that's not mine. I don't know how many of y'all also get mail that's not yours, but what do y'all do with it? What I end up doing with the mail is delivering it to wherever it's supposed to go, assuming it's in the same city. But even though I do that, I worry about it, because you're basically driving up to somebody's house and opening their mailbox and tossing something in. Now, you don't know what they're thinking. Or is that person coming up stealing my mail? Is this the neighborhood thief we've been thinking about all this time? So I sit there. You know, sometimes you're busy during the day, so you have to do it at night, and you're thinking, you know, person out at night riding a bike over here, or walking over here, or even driving the car, stops in front of the house, jumps out of the car and heads up to your mailbox. I keep thinking I'm gonna get shot. So if you hear about somebody in Columbia, South Carolina getting shot for a mailbox robbery, yeah, that's probably me, and I wasn't robbing the mailbox, I was returning mail. But I hadn't figured out any other way to do it. Now, when I get a package, I go up and knock on the person's door and hand it to them. But that's for packages. For mails, I just put them in the mailbox and move on. So it'd be interesting to find out what other people do with mail that's not theirs. Now, I had one of my neighbors accidentally, when they moved in, put my address as their address. It's just an accident. When you move into a new neighborhood, sometimes you forget your exact address for a little bit. And so they had forgotten their address and typed mine in instead. And so for about 3 months, all of their packages were delivered to my house. And one time I came to them, and they were complaining by the fact that I had the package for like 3 days and hadn't delivered it to them. And I told them, I said, listen, if you want a faster delivery, maybe you ought to use your own number. And they said, well, you know, we've had one of your packages delivered to our house, and we gave it back to you fairly quickly. So, of course, that was the mailman error, delivering a package to their house, not them entering the wrong. I mean, the mailman was doing correctly. He was delivering it to the address, or the UPS or FedEx person was delivering to the address on the package. The one they got from me was the person delivered the mail to the wrong place. But anyway, when I get the wrong mail, I take it to them. I don't. Some people were telling me that I should just mark not at this address and put it in my mailbox and let the postman handle it. And maybe that's the better thing to do. At least you don't have to risk being shot because you're at somebody's mailbox. But I do like delivering the mail to people. I feel like they deserve to get their mail delivered to them. And so if the mailman messes up, yeah, I just want to get it to them. So Anyway, that's my philosophy on that. So hopefully other people got got things they do. Maybe I'll get an idea that's actually better than what I do, because it does worry me, especially at night. Speaking of that, I had my dog escape my backyard. He's a pretty good escape artist when he wants to be. So if I don't let him in the house in whatever reasonable time that he thinks is a reasonable time, he'll launch an escape escape plan and get out of my backyard. And but because he's mostly blind, he doesn't know where he's at. So he could end up anywhere. So he's 19 years old. So, you know, he's not that good with seeing or hearing. He can smell pretty good though, still. But seeing and hearing are not his strong suits. So I had to go out through the neighborhood wandering around looking for him. And this happened once at night. It escaped after the sun had gone down, so it was dark. So I couldn't see him. And so I was just yelling out his name. And I'm saying, you know, he's not going to be able to hear me. He's deaf. But I was yelling out anyway, just in case. And then I saw way down the street, barely within my vision range, I saw what could have been a squirrel or something crossing the street. And I said, that might be him. So I went down there to see where he was, and I yelled at him. He could actually hear me, but he couldn't tell which direction the yell was coming from. So he took off in the opposite direction than where I was, and then was running through somebody's yard. And I yelled at him. I said, just stop. And so he did. He stopped. And so I was able to go up there and pick him up out of this person's yard. Except for the fact it was dark, and I was walking through somebody's yard and picking up a dog. And I was thinking, yep, there's another chance I could get shot. Hey, how you get your dog out of somebody's yard without getting shot? I don't know the answer to that one either. Especially since he can't hear you. So I just went that way and said, man, I'm just gonna have to hope I don't get shot. It's gonna be embarrassing when they find out that I'm just out there trying to pick up my dog. Or maybe it'd be embarrassing. I may decide I still deserved it. Oh yeah, let me get a little bit. I want to try to get a little bit faster. I'm going 9. And get up to 10. There we go. I find this to be a more 10 to 12 for me is the best way through the neighborhood. Since I'm trying to stay on assist 1, that pretty much means 10, because if you just drive along in assist 1, you go like 8 or 6. So for me to get up from 8 to 10 is my own muscle, and I want to work out my muscles a little bit. I was on vacation earlier this month, and there wasn't a way to get to my room without climbing a bunch of steps. That's when I realized, man, even though I ride the bicycle all over the place, my thighs are not as strong as I would like to in order to climb up these steps. I got the top of the steps, my thighs, even my calves. I had to wake up with my calves aching. I'm thinking, man, I thought my legs were in better shape than this. Turned out they weren't. So we're getting them a little bit stronger today. I've been working out at the gym trying to get my knees in good enough shape for me to actually stand on them for a little bit. My goal was for 20 minutes, to be able to stand up for 20 minutes. And basically that means walking for 20 minutes or something similar. I could just be standing still, but practically speaking, walking would be what I would be doing for the most part. Either walking around the house or walking around outside, but usually standing up, you're usually walking. Unless you're standing there talking to somebody, then you may be standing. But I couldn't do it but about 10 minutes before because the pain would get too great. So I've been working out with a physical therapist to try to strengthen different muscles that I don't normally strengthen by just living life. And it worked to some extent. I am able to make it about 25 minutes now before the pain gets too great. So when I saw the steps, I was like, yeah, I got this. Yeah, I didn't know that my muscles themselves would be objecting to it. My knees were just fine. The rest of me was going like, ow, this hurts. So, oh well, it's always something, right? When you're like 25, it's everything you can do. When you're 70, yeah, some things you think you can do or you remember doing, yeah, you can't do. And so the consideration that if my knees were working, that my muscles wouldn't carry me up a step, that didn't even cross my mind as a possibility. But now it has. Now I'm thinking I'd probably spend a little bit more time in the weight room on my thighs to help me up these steps. And probably my calves too, because calves were hurting too. I was thinking, how much work could calves do climbing up steps? But I guess they do a lot. They have to lift you up, part of that. So I never realized my calves did that much work walking up a step until I've been doing it for a while, and yeah. I had to do it probably about 20 times a day. So, yeah, you start noticing it the next day. Woo. Got to watch this pedal strikes. I needed to make sure I turned my had my pedals incorrectly then. I realized that as I started going down. It's not that big of a deal, but you do have to take in consideration where your pedals are, because you don't want to strike. That can toss you on the ground. So since people who watch my channel have seen every fall that I've had, yeah, you'll know that most of my falls, well, all my falls, all 2 of them, were several months ago. Oh, looks like they're doing something with a tree. Yeah, I guess I'll be heading up this hill here.
You're gonna go up that hill?
Yeah.
You already plan on going up that hill?
No, I was planning on going down there, but yeah, exercises like this helps me. Woo. All right, so I guess we'll cut off that part of the route. Whew. At least I remember to get in gear 1 for that. It seems Garmin adjusted to my route. When it says, wait a second, you're not taking the correct route. It adjusted. So I kind of like that. Hey. Whoops. I don't know why I keep taking it the wrong way first. Yeah, when I gave my dimension talk, one of the things I said, you need to exercise enough so that your breathing changes. Yeah, I got that breathing change for sure now. Whew. Yeah, the temperature is supposed to be in the upper 50s. But it feels like it's a little warmer than that. I would say it could be like 61 or 2. Or maybe I'm getting used to the cold. Yeah, you see there's a lot of trees that are still without any leaves because we are in the middle of the winter. However, I have several trees in my yard that are blooming. They think it's summer because we've had a few days of warmth and a lot of rain. Oh yeah, I need to get a little bit stronger here. Yeah, I haven't come up this direction on this road often, if ever. I know I've taken this, or tried to take this route once before, but I got sidetracked and didn't make it. Usually I come from the other direction and then turn on this road. Now, so far traffic today hasn't been that bad. We've been on the side streets the whole time though. We did have to cross that one busy street, but there wasn't much of anybody going on there. So lately, over the last probably 3 months, I've probably seen 8 or 9, maybe 10 crew units taking trees down out of people's yards. And most of the time they were using a crane. That group we just saw just then did not have a crane. Just ropes. Doesn't look like much business on this street either. Yeah, coasting downhill is the reason I'm going as fast as I am. I'm probably getting ready to get up 20 miles per hour heading down this street. And it's a bit colder going 20 miles per hour. Which I guess we all should figure that out. All right, in this case, I'm turning left, which is something I don't do very often either. So, grass there is pretty green. No cars coming, turning left. Don't normally have much of a reason to come down here. That seems mostly peaceful area through here. Oh, look at that very big tree. I bet that's beautiful in the spring and fall. See, I don't see any trees that are having blooming leaves like they do in blooming flowers like they do in my yard. My bushes are blooming. All right, I'm supposed to turn right up here on Terra, so try to keep an eye out for that. What's that in the road? Is that just a squirrel trying to dare me to... All right, good. You better chicken out. There's a lot of people with solar panels on their roofs in this area. I saw a YouTube video yesterday in which the weight of the solar panels crashed through the roof. So you'd think they're supposed to be measuring that, making sure it's safe, but they didn't in that case. Slow down. Man, my brakes are good. I think I told you that I'd taken it to the bicycle shop in order to get them to adjust my brakes because I seem to have been doing a terrible job. And they did an excellent job. I think the brakes are better now than what they've ever been. Part of that's because when I first got my bike, I was using my back brakes a lot because the front ones were squeaking like crazy. And then when I finally got the front brakes squeaking, the back brakes were worn a little bit. So never had them both working perfectly at the same instant. That's gonna at least be a 5-degree grade. Three is 5. See if it gets any higher. 6, yeah, so it was a little higher. Huh. I don't think this is the street it wanted me to turn on. But we'll go down a little further. It looked like a ping pong ball. Yeah, some of these houses I haven't seen before. All right, let's see. So what am I going to do here? Well, looks like eventually I'm going to turn. Eventually. Looks like I'll be back on this road later, though. I'm understanding how the Garmin works a little bit better. I still would not call myself a Garmin expert, that's for sure. Oh yeah, here's one of the exits onto the major road. Looks like we had no choice but to turn left. Yeah, we probably won't go out to that road, so hopefully I'm turning before I get there. Yeah, here. No cars behind me. All right, let's bring it down a little bit. Going to turn on this Green Ridge Drive. I like some of these houses. I've always liked houses that have had trees in them, so they've been existing for a while. So all these houses have been around here for at least 30 years. Able to get some nice trees in those years. The battery that I'm on today is the one that I was having a bit of trouble with at one time. Remember me complaining about my battery not doing well? It's still not quite as good as my original, but it does pretty good. It's probably about, I don't know, 5 miles less, so not tremendous bad. Especially compared to originally. When I originally got it was a lot less. It would have already been down to like 76% by now. But right now it's down to 94, so pretty good. So this is a case of one of those batteries that get better the longer you use it. We're going to be wanting to turn left at this next intersection here. Well, it's not really an intersection, this T place. All right, get back in my normal gear for this ride. Now this here is the road that I normally take to get on the other side. We're at to cross the street next to the cemetery. But we're not doing that today. Today, because I've been away for a few weeks, I'm just getting my legs stretched and learning riding again. I almost took my bike with me, but I finally decided that it was going to be raining most of the time, and it did. It was going to be cold, and it was. So I was afraid I was going to end up injuring my bike driving along down the highway at 70 miles per hour with the rain whacking on my bike. So I decided, better just not even chance it. Right now, the only times I've been driving is in my car. Has been when my bike has not been getting hit by the rain at 60 to 70 miles an hour. So I'm not sure if the rain at that speed can penetrate the electronics or not. So just not taking a chance if I can avoid it. And since most of my trips have been day trips right now, it's been pretty easy to avoid. Now, when I take my couple day trip to Greenville, that might be a little harder because I got to predict 3 days of clear weather. So I can get in 2 days of riding and my ride back without having rain. So that'll be a little bit more difficult. Yeah, today's ride is about a 10-mile ride. So we've been about 8 miles so far, so probably about time to be heading back. Alright, this has me crossing this street. So let me slow down because it frequently has cars coming along here fast speed. Twice I have been too close to a car on that street. I like the variety of houses and yards you get through here too. Like that one right there, that's different. Looks like I got about 3 miles to go. Now, some neighborhoods have like 3 or 4 styles of houses. Now, this one here has just about no house alike. Now, this whole little neighborhood section, they all seem to be using different blueprints. I wonder how many different builders they had. That house there looks a lot like a house I grew up in. This is a little sharp. All right, so this is a major street, so we should be able to get on the sidewalk. Yeah, there's the sidewalk. All right, we're going to want to try cross over and go to the church. One of these people ever got their buses back. You know, they sent them off when the winter came and they haven't been back. I thought they were just sending them out to get repaired or maintenance done. But they must have sent them off for the winter. Yeah, see, they're still not back. I am beginning to get tired, so glad I'm almost home. Hello. Oh. All right, let's see. All right. Let's see. Oh, it's a house for sale. I go through these neighborhoods over here. I think the last time I went through these neighborhoods, it was like snowing or something. I don't know, something was going on. It probably wasn't snow. Maybe ice. Got nice sidewalks here. Oh yeah, that's right, there's a school down here. That explains the nice sidewalks. Yeah, I remember going down through this area freezing. So now I got a different memory. Going down this area and not freezing. Looks like this is going to be a rough hill, maybe. Maybe not so bad. Yeah, for as long as I remember to shift down, these hills aren't that bad. Of course, I got to remember to shift down, or to a lower gear, lower number. Yeah, they were doing construction here last time. Can't tell what they were doing though, because everything looks old. Oh, maybe the new landscaping there. This looks like they put in a sprinkler system. Oh, these people look like they put in a sprinkler system too. Was it? Maybe that's what they're doing in this neighborhood. Wonder who started it. Oh. They weren't the more friendly people, which is unusual because most people are friendly. They look to be more the suspicious people. Oh, there you are. I knew I could hear you. They look to be really excited about barking too. All right, so I'm supposed to go down here and take the first exit. One thing about this, you head down here, you get to about 25, 28 miles per hour, and then you got to turn right. But I have good brakes, so yay. A lot of pine trees around here. I think that's the reason I don't have any pine trees in my yard. I'm saying there's plenty already. I don't need any more. So So I had cut down all the pine trees in my yard when I first moved into the house about 25 years ago. And 25 years ago, the utility department did it for free. Or at least it was part of your price of paying for services. So I didn't have to pay anything extra. When I got my trees removed recently, I had to pay like $1,000 a tree. And I had like 4 or 5 trees, so it was fairly expensive. I'll have to put up the video of them cutting down my trees if I get time to edit it, so that it's not, I mean, it basically took them like 6 hours, so nobody was going to want to watch 6 hours, but I can get it down to a bit more reasonable. You see how people cut down trees and then pick them up over the house, which I found interesting until they hit the house. It wasn't interesting then. That dog didn't seem to care about me at all. Only interested in what their owner was doing. Oh yeah, this should be about the it. I guess we'll head home now. Yeah, this was a good, nice, comfortable ride for my first time back into town. So, oh, I have plans to revisit the North Augusta Trail because I really liked it. And that trail is like 14 miles long, and we only covered about 5 miles of it. So I like to park in a different spot and cover a different 5 miles of it. So I think that'll be fun. So we'll see how it goes. Hey. But I guess until then, or at least hopefully I get to go there. I'm not exactly 100% positive, but I'm expecting to, and I want to. Things always come up though, so no guarantees. That's where I want to be next. It's about an hour away, so the drive isn't bad. So, and it's supposed to be good weather for the next couple of days, so I should be able to find the time to do it. If enough other things come into alignment or doesn't show up and create troubles. So, see everybody then. All right. Bye.